Hello everybody and welcome to this amazing game of Barony. As I'm sure you've already read, this video aims to expose some tips and tricks to assist in killing shopkeepers and gain a ton of loot. Whether you're looking to fantasize over a heinous virtual genocide against bald men, or it's because you simply don't have enough gold to buy some sick piece of gear, don't you worry. This video should come in clutch and help you get some sick loot. Right before we start, you might ask yourself, what are the advantages of killing them? Do you just get the loot? Do you get his gold? Well, simply put, yeah, you get about half of his loot, along with a small pouch of gold. While of course, obviously, sought out rewards are whatever he's got in his inventory, another reason to kill him is to farm up weapon levels. One last thing to keep in mind is that upon dealing any form of damage to any shopkeeper will make you wanted, making all shopkeepers hostile and attack you on sight. You can make them friendly again by using any form of a charm spell on them. One very last thing to note is that all enemies fail to lead their shots, meaning as long as you have decent move speed and you move in a straight line, you can avoid almost any projectile in the game. Use this to your advantage while fighting the shopkeeper. Although getting hit will hurt a lot, his spells are actually very easy to dodge. The first method, which in my opinion is the most safe and efficient way of killing them, is to use throwable weapons. These being the bronze tomahawks, the iron daggers, the steel chakram, and the crystal shuriken. You might say, why are they so effective? Well, it's because they have high armor piercing stats, and they're relatively easy to find laying around on the floor or in chests. Also, they never break, so you could throw it 1,000 times and it'll never degrade. A few classes start with them, most notably the ninja and the barbarian. However, if you find a few extra, shopkeepers become incredibly easy to kill. You'll want to first start by eliminating any enemies around the shop so that they don't get in your way. Then create enough space between you and the shopkeeper, that way you have a quick escape. As the shopkeeper chases you outside, run around the perimeter of the shop. As he steps out, charge up your throwable weapon and throw it. When he starts chasing you and casting spells, simply dip around the corner and prepare to throw another. Once you run out, simply loop him around the shop once more and pick up the weapons you were just using. Repeat this for about a minute or two. For melee classes, the best approach is to find some kind of wall that you can walk around. This should be a single wall tile, something like this. Simply charge up a critical strike and whack the shopkeeper around the corner, which can be easily repeated with just a little bit of practice. Simply repeat this until the shopkeeper is dead. For ranged classes, I'd highly recommend using throwable weapons since they scale with your range level. Otherwise, just lure the shopkeeper out of his shop, maintain your distance, and start firing while strafing in between shots. Again, I would just stick to throwables rather than the slingshot or bows, as they still level up your range skill, but they make short work out of the shopkeep. For magic classes, you'll obviously need some form of DPS. Ones to prioritize are the spell of Fireball and the spell of Poison, since they inflict a damage over time effect, shaving off a few extra hit points, resulting in a quicker kill. You'll want to repeat the exact same method the ranged classes use, just keep your distance and keep strafing in between shots. For alchemists, make sure to use sickness potions, as shopkeepers are especially prone to any source of poison damage. If you have the means, it's also a great idea to use firestorm potions or thunderstorm potions, both of which are capable of dealing very high damage. For tinkerers, you can comfortably kill the shopkeeper with just a few tools. The first method, which is objectively the safest and the most efficient, is to do what I like to call bear trap stack. Craft as many traps as you can, place them all down, then damage the shopkeeper. With about 12 to 15, you can easily one-shot him and very, very quickly get all of his loot. Otherwise, just stick to flame traps or use a few sentry turrets. Repeat the same method for ranged classes, only difference is your sentries will do all of the damage. Aside from the previous methods, other strategies can be equally useful, although not always tangible as they rely on RNG. If you found two shops right next to each other, Most notably, if you're in Minetown, you can use a ring of conflict to force shopkeepers to attack each other. Another reliable method, which all classes can utilize, is to fight around these door frames. I know it sounds ridiculous, and I'm pretty sure it's a pathing bug, but it works by luring the shopkeeper in front of the frame, and it allows you to sit in one spot and damage him while being completely safe. Occasionally, he will start inching towards you, eventually moving a few feet away, but if you're quick, you can lure him right back and continue damaging him. Use it to level up whatever weapon skill you'd like and practically guarantee an easy kill. Another very cheesy method, although heavily dependent on RNG, is to lure him into these spike rooms, run out and lock the gate behind you, then flip the lever a few times to kill him. If a spike room has appeared near the shop, this is a very cheap and effective way of killing him. I'm sure there's plenty of other methods, but these are, in my opinion, the most optimal strategies for each class, allowing you to kill shopkeepers safely and gain a ton of loot. If you feel like I've missed anything, or if you're familiar with another strategy, feel free to let me know. If there's a bunch that I've missed, I'd be happy to make another video including those methods, along with giving you some credit. As always, thank you all so very much for watching.